Action films are the most interesting for us to watch. We will be presented with various thrilling scenes, ranging from shooting scenes, explosions, to fierce battles between the main characters, and sometimes, we are also presented with an unexpected ending full of plot twists. Well, interestingly, there are several action films that have cliffhanger endings, which unfortunately are never followed up with sequels. What are these films? Check out the following. Number 8. U.N.C.L.E. U.N.C.L.E. is an action film released in 2010, directed by Philip Noyce, and starring Angelina Jolie as a trained CIA agent named Evelyn U.N.C.L.E. This film, which is around 100 minutes long, also stars Liev Schreiber and Chiwetel Ejiofor. U.N.C.L.E. tells the story of Evelyn U.N.C.L.E.'s life being shaken when she is accused of being a Russian spy by a defector, forcing her to go on the run and prove the truth.
Then you are a Russian spy.
During his escape, U.N.C.L.E. must uncover a conspiracy and discover who is really behind the alleged defection, while being pursued by his own comrades. At the same time, she also has to save her husband, who is also trapped in this complicated situation. This action film is full of intense action, intrigue, and a plot full of surprises. This action film ends with U.N.C.L.E. being taken away by helicopter. There he convinces Peabody, the agent tasked with capturing him, that he will find and kill any remaining Russian agents. Peabody helps her escape and the film ends with U.N.C.L.E. running through snow-covered rain. His face was full of determination. There were plans to make a sequel to U.N.C.L.E. But until now the film has never been made. Number 7. Inception. Inception was one of the best films released in 2010. The film tells the story of Dom Cobb, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, an expert thief who has the special ability to steal secrets from a person's subconscious during dreams. However, Cobb is faced with a difficult proposition: performing Inception, namely planting an idea in someone's mind without them knowing.
Well, it's not strictly speaking legal.
Cobb and his team, consisting of specialists in their respective fields, were given the task of carrying out an inception on the owner of a large company. They had to devise dreams within dreams to execute this elaborate plan. The ending of this action film is very cliffhanging. Cobb's character at the end of the film turns the token around. But the token, which is a tool to prove whether Cobb managed to get out of this dream world, continues to spin at the end of the film, without explaining whether the token will stop or not. And this mystery still persists to this day, with director Christopher Nolan refusing to confirm this theory and leaving the audience to make their own assumptions. Number 6. World War Z. World War Z was released on June 21, 2013 and was directed by Mark Forster. The film stars Brad Pitt, who plays the main character named Jerry Lane. Apart from that, the film was adapted from the novel of the same name by Max Brooks, although this film has significant differences in narrative and story approach compared to the novel. World War Z tells the story of a global zombie attack that is destroying society around the world. Jerry Lane, a former UN investigator, becomes involved in an effort to find the source and solution to a rampant zombie outbreak. Jerry and his family are forced to flee the initial zombie attack. To save his family and help efforts to eradicate the plague, Jerry agrees to return to work for the UN. His travels took him to various corners of the world, from South Korea to Israel.
Don't pretend you're not Wilson.
In the ending of this action film, Jerry Lane actually finds a short-term way to save what's left of humanity, but Jerry basically admits that the world is still a mess. So the next question is, what happened to all of them? Unfortunately, we are not explained what will happen next.
Higher cities.
When there's no more people left to infect.
Number 5. Alita, Battle Angel. Directed by Robert Rodriguez, Alita, Battle Angel is one of the big films released in 2019. The script for this film was worked directly by James Cameron and John Landau, and stars several names such as Rosa Salazar as Alita, and Christoph Waltz as Dr. Daisanito. Alita, Battle Angel tells the story of Alita, a cyborg discovered by Dr. Daisanito in damaged condition in the Iron City trash heap.
Of the ones that survived,
Dr. Ito repairs Alita and gives her a new body, but Alita loses her memory. As Alita begins to explore a world filled with puzzles and danger, she discovers that she has extraordinary combat skills. As she tries to remember her past, Alita becomes embroiled in a battle that puts the fate of Iron City at stake and the existence of an evil that threatens a world inhabited by cyborg creatures and humans. At the end of this action film, Alita is preparing for a race to reach the city of Salem and face Nova. But the film ends just before the race starts. Alita has actually been preparing for a big fight. However, until now the sequel is still not finished. In fact, James Cameron has confirmed that a second film will be made. But Cameron is still busy working on his Avatar film. Number 4. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. About 116 minutes long and directed by Guy Ritchie. This film features a number of top stars such as Henry Cavill as Napoleon Solo, Armie Hammer as Ilya Kuryakin, Alicia Vikander as Gabby Teller, and Hugh Grant as Waverly, the Man from U.N.C.L.E. Set in the Cold War era in 1963.
Take
Napoleon Solo, a CIA agent, and Ilya Kuryakin, a KGB agent, are forced to work together to face the threat of an evil organization that is trying to control nuclear weapons. The two of them have to work together with Gabby Teller, a car mechanic who is also related to a German scientist who was kidnapped by a criminal group. These three agents form a unique alliance and must complete their mission amidst rivalry and distrust between the Western and Eastern blocs.
Doesn't sound very friendly.
Obviously, I was briefed about your criminal background. Your balls are at the end of a very...
The end of the film shows the three of them successfully completing their mission and being reassigned to a new international organization with the codename U.N.C.L.E. Fans of course still want to see what happens when they act together in this new organization. But until now there has been no sign that a sequel will be made.
CO2 laser. Coming?
Number 3. Dawn of the Dead. Directed by Zack Snyder, Dawn of the Dead was released in 2004. It became one of the iconic films directed by Zack Snyder. Dawn of the Dead tells the story of a group of people trapped in a large shopping mall when the world is hit by a zombie outbreak that turns people into vicious, flesh-eating creatures.
Why are they coming here?
Maybe they're coming for us.
Anna Clark, a nurse, wakes up in the middle of the night to find that the world has changed drastically. He met several other survivors, and together they decided to take refuge in a large shopping center equipped with all the necessities of life. The film ends with the survivors escaping a zombie-infested city in a bus reinforced with them.
sooner or later they're gonna get in here.
Only Anna, Kenneth, Terry, Nicole, and the dog Chips managed to survive on Steve's boat to escape to Lake Michigan. In a recording recorded by Terry using Steve's camcorder, the survivors run out of supplies, but they manage to reach an island. But as expected, the zombies appear suddenly and drop Terry's camcorder. It is unknown what their fate was, and a sequel was never made. Number 2. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army was released on July 11, 2008, as a sequel to the 2004 film Hellboy. Director Guillermo del Toro returned to helm the production, and Ron Perlman returned to play the main character, Hellboy. This film is an adaptation of the Dark Horse Comics comic by Mike Mignola, and again features supernatural and action elements.
Mind you, what you once feared the dark.
Hellboy returns again to face a new threat. This time, the elf Prince Nuada, played by Luke Goss, raises a legendary army called the Golden Army to rule the human world. Hellboy and his comrades in the BPRD, Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense, including Abe Sapien, played by Doug Jones, and Liz Sherman, played by Selma Blair, try to stop Nuada's evil plans. In the ending of this action film, we are presented with a cliffhanger ending that concerns Hellboy's small family. The reason is that Hellboy will be the father of Liz's twins. Unfortunately, because the film The Golden Army fared poorly at the box office, plans to make a sequel, namely Hellboy 3, were ultimately cancelled. That's why this film ends up hanging. Number 1. Spy. Spy was released in 2015 and is an action comedy film directed by Paul Feig. The film stars Melissa McCarthy in the title role, with a supporting cast that includes Jason Statham, Rose Byrne, and Jude Law. Spy received praise for combining sharp comedy elements with exciting action, as well as a great performance from Melissa McCarthy.
Told you to send me in there.
You can't. She knows the identity of all our agents.
The film tells the story of Susan Cooper, a CIA analyst who works behind the scenes for successful field agent Bradley Fine, played by Jude Law. However, when Fine is caught up in a mission and threatened with danger, Susan steps into the world of the field to track down the villain and thwart his evil plans. With the help of her sophisticated field agent partner, Rick Ford, played by Jason Statham, and her fashion rival, Raina Boyanov, played by Rose Byrne, Susan discovers her hidden talent for espionage.
Did he also make you dress like a slutty dolphin trainer?
The ending of this action film shows Cooper finally being promoted to field agent. But then the film ends without showing what happens next to Cooper, because as we know, this is what Cooper really wants in his life. It would take another film to explore the comedy of McCarthy's character as an everyday spy agent. Those are some action films with cliff endings. The films ended unclearly, which left people wondering how the film would go. Which of these films have you watched? That's enough for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel to help us to more enthusiastic about presenting other top 10 videos. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.